Hey everybody. Wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the upcoming new year and some thoughts that I had about it. I think inevitably this time of the year we really start thinking about our lives. We start thinking about what we have and sometimes what we don't have, which for some of us is sort of an inevitable question. And it occurred to me the other day that we are 5 years out from the beginning of the pandemic. And I've actually had a couple of conversations with people in the last week or so who are really still reeling from the pandemic in so many ways. And I think a lot of us still are, and we don't even really know it because it's been with us so long. And so I think part of how, I hate to use the expression let it go, because if it was that easy, we'd already have done it. But the notion of trying to let go of some or a lot of the ways in which we still think of our lives in the context of the pandemic. And I think one of the ways to do that is to really challenge ourselves to think about not where our lives were when the pandemic started, but where were our lives right before the pandemic started? 5 years ago, this month, last month. And to think about where our lives are today in the context of the direction our lives have gone. Whether or not we're closer to where we want to be, that big question of where do you want to be in 5 years? Well, am I closer to where I wanted to be 5 years ago to where I want to be? And the people that I've spoken to the last week or two, every one of them has been able to acknowledge a lot of ways in which, despite a lot of loss that we've all experienced during the pandemic, some of us, a lot of things we've lost during the pandemic, but to also try to think about where our life was and where our life is today in ways in which, our lives are better off. And not in the context of the loss, but just simply in the way in which our life is better. What are we doing differently with our life that we really enjoy? How much more time are we spending with loved ones? How much more time are we spending doing things we love? So that's sort of my New Year's challenge, my 5-year challenge to myself, and encourage people to really think about that as well. Thanks, and have a great day. Happy holidays, everybody.